The animal kingdom is home to many strange creatures, the kinds you only hear about in myths and legends. While many animals are commonly seen, there is a class that stay hidden, far away from the reach of humans. From the mysterious depths of the ocean to the heart of remote jungles, these creatures thrive in shadows, hidden from our eyes. Join us as we uncover 8 of the most mysterious and rare animals on the planet. Number 8. The Aardwolf.
Wait. Oh, there. I see. There he is.
The name Aardwolf might give you an idea that it's a hybrid between an aardvark and a wolf, but this fascinating creature is neither. Despite its name, the aardwolf is actually a strange member of the hyena family. However, unlike its relatives that feast on larger animals, the aardwolf has a very different diet and lifestyle. Found in the grasslands of Africa, this quirky creature specializes in eating bugs, particularly termites, and it can consume up to 300,000 in a single night. These tiny insects are packed with nutrients and moisture, which are obviously essential for survival in the harsh African environment.
Feeding. Oh, there's a termite mound that's gone up too. Are you gonna start scratching around there? Oh.
To make this possible, the aardwolf has developed a tough and specialized tongue that can handle termite bites, allowing it to feast on its favorite meal without any trouble. But how does the aardwolf deal with the intense heat of its environment? During the day, it stays cool and safe by resting in burrows, emerging only at night to hunt for termites under the cover of darkness. Even its name is tied to its diet.
But when you show them an aardwolf, they're just completely oblivious to the existence of this animal.
In some African languages, aardwolf translates to earth wolf, a fitting reference to its habit of eating termites straight from the ground. Number 7. Harlequin toad. The harlequin toad, often known as the clown frog, is a marvel of nature. These small amphibians are a vibrant display of colors, including orange, red, green, yellow, brown, black, and even purple. Their beautiful patterns make them some of the most visually stunning creatures on Earth and earns them their name from the colorful harlequin clowns of the past.
Amphibians have been around for millions of years. They were the first things to come out of water. They've evolved from lungfish.
Beyond their appearance, harlequin toads hold significant cultural importance in Panama. One species is even celebrated as the national animal and is a symbol of fertility in local folklore. However, there's bad news. Since the 1980s, harlequin toads have experienced a serious population decline. Surprisingly, their primary threat isn't deforestation or human exploitation, but a deadly fungal disease that has decreased their numbers in their natural habitats.
This particular fungus, it likes cooler temperatures, and it sounds a bit odd, but with global warming,
this disease has pushed many species of harlequin toads to the brink of extinction. Efforts to locate them in new areas have largely failed, and now they've become extremely rare. So, the next time you see a harlequin toad, don't hesitate to be protective. Number 6. Lemur. The is a type of lemur that is native to Madagascar. This primate is very interesting because it has teeth that are similar to a rodent's, which keep growing throughout its life.
The teeth. The teeth are very unusual for a primate.
One of the weird things about the is its middle finger, which is very thin and long. This finger is used to help the catch insects like grubs and larvae that live inside tree trunks.
So it has complete 360-degree movement. It feels to me almost as if it's broken, but it isn't.
The mainly lives on the east coast of Madagascar, where it can be found in rainforests and dry forests. However, because of deforestation, many now also live in areas that have been cleared by humans for farming or other purposes. The is an animal that is mostly active at night, which is why it's called nocturnal. It also spends most of its life high up in the trees, which makes it an arboreal creature. While it does sometimes come down to the ground, the prefers to sleep, eat, move around, and even mate in the trees. During the day, when it is resting, the sleeps in round nests that it makes by weaving leaves, branches, and vines together in the forks of tree branches. After the sun sets, the eye wakes up and starts searching for food.
And then with the bugs inside, we'll offer it to the eyes, and they get to tap and listen when they hear the worms inside.
They are also regarded as solitary animals. They have a large area that they consider their home, and they mark this area with their scent to let other animals know it's theirs. While the females rarely share nests, males are likely to share the same nests, though they do not sleep in them at the same time. They can usually tolerate being near each other. However, things change when they hear the call of a female that is looking for a mate. This is when the males get more competitive and may not tolerate each other as much. Recent studies by experts have shown that the eye might actually be a bit more social than people first thought, although they have never been seen being affectionate to each other. In Madagascan towns and villages, however, these creatures are killed on sight. They are thought to be evil and have even taken on the name the demon primate. Number 5. Star-nosed mole. The star-nosed mole is a small, unusual creature that lives in wet, low-lying areas of northeastern North America. As you can see, it has a unique star-shaped nose, which has over 25,000 tiny sensory receptors called Eimer's organs. These receptors help the mole navigate its surroundings and find food, making up for the fact that it is almost completely blind. Instead of relying on sight, the star-nosed mole uses its sensitive nose to detect the electrical activity of small prey animals. This allows it to quickly locate and eat its food. The star-shaped nose and teeth of this mole are specially designed to help it hunt and eat tiny prey. In fact, it has earned the title of being the fastest-eating mammal in the world. This creature can identify and eat individual food items in as little as 120 milliseconds. To put that into perspective, its brain makes a decision in just 8 milliseconds about whether something is edible or not. That kind of speed is one of the fastest responses to a stimulus ever recorded in the animal kingdom. And because of this, the star-nosed mole was recently recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's fastest forager. Star-nosed moles also have an interesting ability that sets them apart from many other animals. They can smell underwater. They simply blow small air bubbles onto objects or scent trails in the water. After exhaling the bubbles, they quickly inhale them again, and the scents travel back through their noses. When star-nosed moles are born, they are not fully developed. Their eyes, ears, and star-shaped nose are all sealed shut. These body parts only begin to function after about 14 days, but despite this slow start, they grow quickly. They become independent from their parents after around 30 days and reach full maturity by the time they are 10 months old. Although scientists have studied the star-nosed mole extensively, not much is known about how they interact with one another because of how rare they are. However, it is believed that these moles may live in small colonies, which means they might have some level of social behavior. Number 4. Jewel wasp. The emerald cockroach wasp, also known as the jewel wasp, is a small but incredibly beautiful insect.
But even for aggressive wasps, life outside the colony.
Its green and blue metallic colors make it look like a living gemstone. This creature is mostly found in the tropical regions of Africa and South Asia. It may be physically pleasing to the eyes, but it is quite vicious, to say the least. It is known for its unusual reproductive behavior, which involves stinging a cockroach and using it as a host for its larvae. The process starts with delivering a sting to a specific area in the cockroach's body called the thoracic ganglion. This first sting injects venom that temporarily paralyzes the front legs of the cockroach. The paralysis is mild and reversible, meaning the cockroach can still move after a short period, but it is enough to make it easier for the wasp to proceed with its next step. Once the cockroach is temporarily immobilized, the jewel wasp goes for a second sting. This time, it targets the cockroach's brain, specifically the area that controls its escape reflex. Basically, it disables the cockroach's ability to escape or react to threats. After this second sting, the cockroach begins to display strange behavior. First, it begins grooming itself excessively, cleaning its body in a way that seems almost obsessive. Once the grooming stops, the cockroach becomes extremely sluggish. It moves very slowly, if at all, and completely loses its natural instincts to flee from danger. Once the cockroach is completely under the wasp's control, it chews off part of each of the cockroach's antennae. This helps the wasp keep control of the roach and prevents it from escaping. After that, the wasp lays its eggs inside the cockroach's body. Although the roach is still alive, it can't move or eat. It's basically turned into a living zombie. But over the next month, the wasp's larva hatches and begins eating the cockroach from the inside out. It consumes all its internal organs to nourish itself until it transforms into an adult wasp. Once the transformation is complete, the fully grown wasp breaks free from the cockroach's body and starts its own cycle. And now, for our subscriber's pick. The animal in this picture looks very strange, almost startling, and some even say it may be a genetic mutation because of the unnatural color of its eyes. However, it could be a malnourished duck that has lost all of its feathers, or perhaps was even born without them. Some say it could also be a diseased sloth. Honestly, it's not exactly obvious, but what do you think? Let us know in the comments section. Number 3. Red-lipped batfish. The red-lipped batfish, also known as the Galapagos batfish, is a very unusual-looking fish that lives around the Galapagos Islands. This fish has bright, striking red lips, which is almost hilarious if you think about it. The red-lipped batfish has a different body shape compared to other fish, and so it doesn't swim very well. Instead of swimming like most fish, it uses its specially adapted fins to walk along the ocean floor. These fins, located on the fish's chest, hips, and back, are not like the regular fins most fish have for swimming. Instead, they help the batfish move slowly along the ocean floor, like a person walking on land. On top of the red-lipped batfish's head, there is a unique body part that sticks out called an elysium. When the batfish matures, its dorsal fin, the fin on its back, transforms into a long, spine-like structure that sticks out from the top of its head. The elysium is used like a fishing rod. The batfish wiggles it around to attract and lure prey closer to it. The prey, which could be small fish or other creatures in the ocean, is drawn in by the movement of the elysium. Once the prey gets close enough, the batfish can grab it with its mouth. The red-lipped batfish has another interesting way of catching food called suction feeding.
Everything about this fish is just, well, weird. It's a red-lipped batfish.
This means that the fish quickly creates a strong pull of water, which sucks the prey into its mouth. This way, the batfish can catch food without having to chase it down. Among themselves, these fish exhibit strange behavior when they interact with each other. Red-lipped batfish often communicate with each other through body movements. They can wiggle or sway their fins, and it is believed that these movements help them send signals to other batfish. They might be showing who owns a particular area of the ocean floor or making signals related to mating. During mating season, male red-lipped batfish perform a special dance to attract a female. They sway their bodies and shake their heads, showing off their movements to get the female's attention. When a female is interested in mating, the pair will engage in a special dance together. Once they've mated, the female will lay her eggs. These eggs are sticky, so they attach to the ocean floor, where they stay safe. After the eggs are laid, it's the male's job to protect them. He uses his fins to fan the eggs to keep oxygen flowing to them and make sure no predators can get close. Number 2. Tarsier. The Tarsier sure earned its title as the world's creepiest animal, and believe it or not, they're primates, which means they are in the same animal class as apes, gorillas, and, well, humans. Tarsiers are tiny creatures, but they have really large eyes. In fact, each of their eyeballs is about the same size as their entire brain, or even a little bigger in some cases. This is because tarsiers need big eyes to help them spot prey in the dark. Their eyes are designed to help them wait quietly and patiently for food, like insects or smaller animals. Because their eyes are so large, tarsiers also have a head structure that helps balance their heavy head with their large eyes.
Tarsiers can turn their head 180 degrees in both directions.
They also have a very strong sense of hearing. Their hearing is so sharp that it helps them find food in the dark, and their brain has special areas for processing sounds. Tarsiers mostly live in forests, especially in areas where there are lots of vines. Tarsiers are very shy animals, so they don't like loud sounds, bright lights, or being touched by humans. In fact, they can become very stressed out by these things. When tarsiers feel too much stress or are kept in captivity, there have even been reports of them acting suicidal. Tarsiers are very small animals.
To protect the Philippine tarsier, 170 hectares of Bohol Island have become protected land,
which means they can become prey for many other animals. They mostly live in the lower parts of trees and plants. In these areas, tarsiers face dangers from many different predators. Some of these predators live on the ground, like wild cats, big lizards, and snakes, while others come from the sky, such as owls and birds. However, as they mature, they learn to avoid being too close to the ground, where predators like snakes and lizards could get them, but they also stay low enough to stay out of the reach of birds that hunt from above. Tarsiers are usually very shy and like to stay hidden, but they can act differently when they feel threatened.
Okay, these are tarsiers. They are the world's smallest primate.
When there is a predator nearby, tarsiers will start to mob it. Mobbing is when a group of animals works together to scare off a predator and protect themselves. Tarsiers will make a special sound to warn others in their group that danger is near. When they hear this warning, other tarsiers will quickly come to help, and in just a short amount of time, anywhere from 2 to 10 tarsiers will show up to scare off the predator. Number 1. The naked mole rat. The naked mole rat, sometimes called the sand puppy, is a special type of rodent that lives underground. It is native to the Horn of Africa and can be found in parts of Kenya, especially in the Somali regions. These animals are known for their ability to survive in very low oxygen environments. In fact, the naked mole rat can live for up to 5 hours in air that contains only 5% oxygen. It doesn't even seem to get stressed out or act any differently during this time. It just keeps going about its usual activities without any problems. Another impressive thing about the naked mole rat is how it handles its body temperature.
So the naked mole rat is the first example of a mammal who can keep its brain alive in the absence of oxygen.
Unlike other mammals that work hard to keep their body temperature steady, naked mole rats are what we call thermoconformers. So, if it's warm around them, their body will warm up, and if it's cold, their body will cool down. Another unique feature of the naked mole rat is their skin. Unlike many animals, their skin doesn't have certain chemicals, called neurotransmitters, in the sensory fibers. Because of this, naked mole rats don't feel pain the way we do. For example, they can be exposed to things like acid, or even spicy substances like capsaicin, which is the chemical that makes peppers hot, and they don't experience any pain from it. Plus, they have a special ability to resist cancerous tumors, making them very different from most other mammals. As for their social structure, it's a lot like the one we see in ants, termites, and even some bees and wasps.
This is not social like a mammal. This is social like an insect, like an ant.
In a group of naked mole rats, there is usually only one female, known as the queen, and a few males, around 1 to 3, that are responsible for reproduction. The rest of the mole rats in the colony don't reproduce at all. Instead, they all have specific jobs to help keep the colony running smoothly. The queen and the male mole rats that breed start their reproduction process when they are about 1 year old. The other mole rats, called workers, don't have babies of their own.
In the wild, naked mole rats spend most of their time underground, in tunnel systems.
The smaller workers focus mainly on finding food and taking care of the nest to make sure everything is in order. The larger workers, on the other hand, are more focused on defending the colony. The queen is a very dominant figure in the colony, and she can live for a long time, anywhere from 13 to 18 years.
Similar to social insects like bees and ants, they have workers, soldiers, and a queen.
She is also extremely territorial and aggressive toward other females who might try to take her place or produce the hormones that would make them act like a queen. When the queen dies, a new female takes over her role. However, this results in a violent struggle between the females, with one fighting to become the new queen. Once the new queen wins and establishes herself, her body goes through a change. Her vertebrae, or the bones in her spine, automatically begin to stretch apart to make room for her to carry and birth babies. And while the average rodent might live just a few years, naked mole rats can live for more than 37 years. If you enjoyed learning about these amazing but strange animals, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends who love learning new stuff, and subscribe for more interesting content. Let us know in the comments which animal surprised you the most. Thanks for watching.